Blog Talk Radio.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking His Ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Ways Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting live from my hometown, my city, my home of Mobile, Alabama. I'm very excited to keep the brand going. I'm very excited with all that's coming about. I'm very excited about all the guests that I had on, this past couple of weeks. Just keeping the brand going, staying consistent. Remember, staying consistent is very important in the things that you're doing, the things that you're passionate about, the things that you're motivated, driven, purpose-driven to do, things of that nature. So I'm ready to kick off with another exciting interview. I have a Mobile native here in the city of Mobile. You will hear this extraordinary young woman, the work that she's doing in the community. She's constantly making moves, and all about shaping the culture and and preparing the next generation. So I'm not going to prolong the process. We're going to kick it off with the interview, and I'm about to get to put my guest in. I just want to let her know. Welcome to Walking This Ways Impact Force. Hello? Hello?
Hey, this is India.
Hey, India, how you doing? Welcome to Impact Voice. Thanks for taking time out your busy schedule to be a part of the nice broadcast. I do appreciate you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, awesome. I know you're doing a lot of great work in the community. I know you do a lot of stuff with the youth. And, really, had a platform, the stage to introduce yourself, which I know quite a few people already know you, but those that's getting to hear you for the very first time, to get you, the woman, the things that you're doing in the community, the things you're doing around our city, and just let the world know who you are and what you're all about.
Yes, completely understand. Well, as far as with me, a lot of people do, but some people don't. They kind of see the business, I guess, and ministry part of me, but not who I truly am. So, I definitely am happy to share that with you.
Okay, then that's what's up. So my first question is, I ask you to hear about all the time. Who is India Andrews Hartman?
Okay, well, India Andrews Hartman. To basically break me down, my number one thing is I'm a woman of God. Let's first say that. I am a businesswoman as well. I was born here in Mobile, of course, Alabama. I am 30 years old, fixing to be 31 in a couple months. I'm married, going on 3 years in a couple of days, actually. As far as with me, I have no biological kids. I do have 3 beautiful step kids. Well, I don't like the word step, but my bonus babies. As far as with me, what you say?
Oh, I'm glad you say that because I don't. A lot of people the world uses the word step, but when you with someone, you have children. They're all your children. So I like how you put that together.
Right, and sometimes I say my kids, and a lot of people say you don't have them, and I was like, and I have to say my bonus babies or my steps because a lot of people don't know as well. So I try to make sure they can. I say it, but then I correct it behind it, so I can make sure you understand that I don't consider them steps as that as well.
Awesome. Like I said, and that's always a good thing. Like I said, just having that role of being a mother before you become a biological mother, but having that experience already with stepping in, helping your husband, like what children you have, and also playing that role. So how is that role of being that mother, even though you're not the biological mother, how is the role with being a mother? 'Cause I know a lot of people that have their ups and downs with it. So how do you balance it out?
Oh, well, I actually enjoy it. They are the oldest is 14, but 13, 11, and 8. And
Okay.
literally to watch them grow up, it's been amazing. One of the most amazing things. To be honest with you, I would say we've been together going on 5 years. So to watch them in a 5 year span to truly grow up, it's been really amazing. From little, like the oldest two are girls. They're actually here now, with us, and so we had them for the break for school. So it's been really amazing to really watch them grow up and just become young ladies and things like that. As far as with the role, it hasn't been the easiest because, of course, I came from just being independent India, to married, and now having my beautiful bonus babies and everything. To be there, I'm also a mother to a lot of kids in the community as well. It's been amazing. It's a learning journey, and it really has been truly, truly learning, the different aspects of kids as they grow up, emotions, feelings. It's a lot that you really learn, and I really give hats off to any woman that's truly for a child, because school is a lot of work, and it's a learning experience, and it's a day-by-day experience that you learn yourself as you're going along.
And that's what's up right there. And my next question is for you, like with your family, growing up in your household, do you come from a close knit family yourself?
I did when my grandmother was alive. My grandmother was, of course, like any black community. Honestly, the grandmother was really the community that truly held you together. So it was me. My grandmother was really like my mom, and everything. So growing up, my family was closest for us with my grandmother was here. We did family dinners, we did birthdays in the house and different things. But when my grandmother passed away, then it became just me and my aunt and my mom. And once it hit that level, and everything, it wasn't close knit. Just like, I don't know if y'all ever hear the saying, when a grandmother passed away, it's like the whole family, we just kind of split apart. So everybody went on to, doing their lives, living their lives and different things like that. So growing up, it was grandmother. Grandmother kept us grounded in church, a lot of different things that we did at the house. We did Bible study. We did things as cousins. All the cousins would come over there, and we would be together on that. That was part of course. Of course, Granny died when I was younger. So after she passed away, it wasn't so neat. And that's when I guess that most of my life really just started to fall and then come back up and really just learning how to be a young lady at a young age.
Right. And I know high school. I know you say you attended Lillie B High School here in the city of Mobile. Describe to the listeners how your high school experience was. I know everyone has different experience when it comes to high school, and we know a lot of peer pressure takes place. The girl, the guy, they try to do this and do that. So with your experience dealing with high school, how was that for you?
Well, first off, my whole family graduated from Williamson High School. So, when you got a family tradition, everybody has to go to Williamson. So first, to start off, I didn't want to go there because I was quiet and I was a nerd back then. And so I was scared to go at first. And so, of course, Granny say, no, you better go here. Mama, say, no, you better go here. So, of course, that's why I went. As my experience, I really enjoyed Williamson. It's not like it is today, but it was so much school pride. It reminded me of Lean On Me for real. So I really, really, really enjoyed my teachers. As far as with the experience, I did just like a normal teenager would do. I basically enjoyed my friends. I did clubs, FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. That's what that stands for. I did a lot of trips with them, and so I also had my high school friends, which we're still friends today. I skipped school in my later years, but I did graduate. I graduated. I'm still friends with the person that's the top of the class, and everything. We are still friends today. So my high school experience was actually pretty good. I actually didn't get on really any fights or anything in high school. But I think the best thing that I can learn is literally the school pride. The learning, just be able to be around, the kids at school. My the principal at that time was Terrence Nixon, and everything. I think he now works for the school board. He was amazing. Mr. Furrow, I want to say he went on. I think he at BC Lane now. I can't remember. But yes, my high school experience actually was pretty good. I passed, of course. I didn't fail any classes. I really enjoyed just the different clubs that I was in and able to really take that process in.
And also, I know you had mentioned that it's not like it was today, back then. Let the listener know what you're saying when it's not like it was. I know a lot of things they taken out within the school. We see a lot of stuff going on. We see the crime rate. We see all this stuff going haywire. Um, Compared to where you was in your high school days to now, what can we do to beta to bring answers to the salute, bring answers to the problem we're going through within
Well,
within the schools?
right, and the thing is that really bringing back school pride is number one. And actually, a lot of the older adults, I'm only 30, that graduated with me or around the time as me, they actually went back to the schools, and I see a lot of them actually work with the students. They're trying to bring back the school pride into the schools. Is number one, going back to your community and actually speaking. I actually spoke last year at the back to school rally for Williamson, and right now it's and May Eames, which they came together for the whole Mayfield community. I actually was the speaker, and it was amazing. Sometimes you have to go back to your community that you actually came from and truly just bring back that school pride and to really see it. The way school was now and what it is then, it's just the whole culture has changed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But just trying to keep our youth focused that they need to make sure that they get an education, but not only an education, that they're truly getting what they need. Back then, we had different classes. We had home ec, we had cooking, and some schools have it. Don't get me wrong, but they did take a lot. A lot of classes that my organization that I have now teach is financial stuff, credit cards, everything. It's a lot of stuff that we didn't get into when we were younger. That now they actually have access to, of course, because of technology. So when you really think about that, we have a more fast-paced high school experience now. So that's where the difference come into effect. Like when I was in high school, we really didn't do Facebook, we really didn't do social media, really we didn't do, I think we had Twitter, but we had MySpace back then. So it really, now it's like so much more for you can get into. Now everything is now going on social media. Now everything can be bullying. Bullying is worse now. We used to just jank each other in high school, but now it's worse. So really to see that things that we really can do is really just teach our youth how to just really understand other students, really understand what they're going through at home and at school, and truly just not try to go over that.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying. 'Cause I had talked. I know some teachers that I know, they have a hard time within the school because they have to deal with children that have behavior problems. And I know a lot of parents are saying, "Well, my child is failing because some teachers don't have the help. They don't have the help from the parents to help deal with children that deal with behavior problems." And now I know that's a big concern within the schools as of today. Some teachers feel they lack parent support for real. On that note.
And sometimes it can be that way. And I know it from both ends. I know parents that literally would go to every parent teacher meeting, everything that's going on in school. Then I have parents that really just drop the kids off and they're struggling themselves. Like I see it from both ends with parents struggling. They really can't understand their child, and then they're going off to school, and they're at school. They're taking home from school. So I can see both ends, and then you do have parents who really are not supportive in the school or what the child is actually doing. You kind of see it from all ends, really, when working
Mm-hmm.
with the youth, and it's really sad sometimes, but we don't give teachers enough credit. To be honest with you, they don't get paid enough. They don't get enough credit. Really, I know teachers have literally raised kids, especially if they can't talk to their mom or if they don't have a mom in the home and different things like that. Then they're coming to school with so much on them. Then they're having to deal with the frustrations of people at school. Then, then they go home and they have to deal at home with their parents. And some parents are amazing. Like I've actually seen it from all aspects. Honestly, I've seen amazing parents. I see some that just don't understand. I see some that struggle. You kind of see it all, honestly.
Yeah, and I know with the type of work that you do, dealing with youth, I know you see a lot, like you said, on both ends. And I know you stated back in 2012, you started your organization, Love Speaks. How did that organization come all about?
Well, it kind of comes from my childhood up until now. Growing up, I only, like I said, I only had grandmother, and everything. My friends really, like, once my grandmother passed, really were my, like, deepest family. They taught me majority of the things I did. And so, it came about is when I, was really in a situation in my life. I had ended up leaving, this church that I was at back in 2012. And I ended up just being at home, and I just said, I was like, man, I really want to be something that I didn't get. Like, I want to be the person that's there for you, that basically were not there for me. I want to be able to provide programs in the community that, yes, we have Boys and Girls Club, but you don't see them at the Boys and Girls Club no more. So I want to provide a different avenue for girls and guys in order to have. So I actually sat down and I was like, I went on Facebook and I was like, who want to, help me start first it was just girls, a girls nonprofit organization who kind of want to help me, and everybody, say me, me, me. And so in my little apartment, I had a little meeting and we came up with Love. That was the name of the organization. It stands for Letting Our Voices Emerge. And so it was a group for girls to come to and basically to be able to get mentorship, different programs and things like that. And basically it grew from there. It grew from doing little stuff in my house for them, girls' nights and different things like that. So that's basically how I got started, basically from understanding the type of childhood that I had and basically pouring into them something that I didn't have that I could have had, but I didn't. So basically being that example, truly being a person there for the youth that's be able to be there for them.
And it's awesome. Like I say, just giving back to the community, and that's what Impact is all about. Impacting the culture, shaping the culture, giving back to your generation, and that's big. 'Cause it is a big responsibility that you're taking on as a young woman yourself, empowering other youth around you for them to be better men and women for the future. And when the youth attend your events and you have parents that's involved, what is your main goal for them for your events?
Well, majority of our events, you want to know the goal for the parents or the whole event?
Whole event.
Okay, well, when we have events, things such as girl empowerment, or let's say girl nights, the main goal for that is for them to outpour whatever is in them in order for them to push to the next day. Okay, so a lot of girls, literally, I see daily, just want to vent, and guys as well. But our main concern is for them to be able to be imparted into, to be able to receive something that makes an impact on their life. And when they leave there, it's not just about having 50 million people at your event. You are able to say, oh, I learned this at this event, and boom, you go hit your homegirl up, and you say, oh, well, this is what I learned today, and different things like that. So our main goal literally is for you to pull something that you can basically pass on to your friends, because the biggest thing is word of mouth. Our other main goal is just like our vision, is to renew, reconstruct, and revise the minds of our youth. So the whole thing is reconstructing your mind. The norm today is really not the norm. It's what they think is the norm, but it's really not. So it's really reconstructing what you think is really normal, but really reconstructing it to actually be what it's supposed to be inside of the world and be an example. So when it comes to any event that we're hoping to be the example, every mentor that we have on the team to truly pour something into them, and also pull something out of them so they can be a great example to the next person.
Okay, then and also I know you said something about the mentor. With mentoring that, and then with the mentor, how do you go about selecting your mentors? 'Cause I know you're dealing with youth, and I know that's a very serious responsibility. So how do you go about having mentors within the organization?
Well, we do a process. Most people it's different ways. So the first thing is most people will be like, hey, I like what you do. I would like to come out and just help and volunteer. It's really start with volunteers and everything. So they'll come out, they'll maybe come to the Ronald McDonald House, or maybe come to a bowling night with the girls or guys, or they'll come to, if we're having like a deep discussion, they may come there, and they'll kind of see what we're about and everything. If they want to go further, I do ask a series of questions. We do have interview process that we actually have for them, because it's not just about that. Also with the youth, I do, starting this year, I know we're working on our background check. That question is always understanding your background. You do to pick them, they do have to have some type of experience with dealing with young people, because you can't come into a youth organization and try to mentor youth, but at the same time, you've never dealt with any type of young person. Doesn't mean that you have to be a mother or anything like that, but you do have to have an understanding and everything with the youth today. You have to also have an example within your own life. I didn't say bring perfection, but something that you basically been through, and you know that you can lead the next young girl or guy too, and different things like that. You really can be able to be an example to them. Another question that I also ask a person is, what basically within their life, why are they interested in being it? And a lot of people, that has joined in the past, they just do it just to do something, and this is not what this is about. I'm very serious about what, God has truly called me to do. So when I'm selecting people to be a mentor, I would love for you to be able to impact a male or a female within anybody that we come into contact while we're there. So that's one of the main ways how they're selected. I do act on Facebook as well. If anybody's interested, I try to give them a breakdown of the expectations, basically, of being the example and everything for our youth of today. So no one's life is perfect, but however, if you've truly been through something and you really feel like you can impact another life, that's basically what we look for within another person.
Awesome. So it's like I said, having a game plan intact, and I'm like saying, knowing what you're looking for, what you're gearing for, like, and also being on the same page, on one accord, and being on one sound. Everybody, follow behind the vision, and getting to the place where you're destined for the young people to be. And on the next question, I want to ask you, how many times did you interact with the youth? 'Cause I know a lot of them, they come with problems. I know they have some concerns. They come for you for advice. So within the day, how many do you interact with it within the day?
A lot. I talk, and a lot of people say I stay on Facebook a lot. And people think I really just be on Facebook. But no, I literally be on Messenger. I have a group chat of about 70 girls, just for girls. A range of mentors that are within the organization as well that impact them daily. I am writing them good morning. Throughout the day, I'm giving basically quotes throughout the day. I give a daily scripture every day. Daily, I'm saying happy birthday, or if they have different type of things, if it's their birthday, if they're graduating, if they have something big happen, if they have a business that they started. It took a day probably about personally talking to you. I would say on a one-on-one, maybe about 5 a day. But as far as with like in a group setting, I do have lots of group chats with different number of youth in them, and we try to impact each other on there. So it's not a day that I literally go by and don't talk to them. Even if I'm on vacation, I say good morning and everything. So it's daily that I'm actually talking to them.
And that's good. And I'm saying, staying active and being more involved in their life, that's a good thing. I know you showcase a lot of them on your page, from the work that they're doing to where they're going in life, and you really showcase that and playing a huge role in their life. That's very important. Like, you don't really see that nowadays. They feel like some people get caught up in numbers, but it's like you just get caught more in their life and you invest more in it. And I like what you're doing.
Right. And a lot of people say, events. I am very consistent with events and everything. Like, I try, not even just about events. Like, if it's just like this Sunday, they was out for, not Halloween, they was out for Mardi Gras. I had a girls' night at my house. They literally just said, we want to come together. We did. I made some rotel dip. I made some meatballs. They came over. We watched movies, and we did girl talk. It was only about 7 girls, and that's all we needed at that moment. It's not really about the number. It's the impact that you're giving. You're having these events, basically, in order to bring the youth to the event so they can know who I am and know who we deal with and what we're about. And then once you do that, then you let them know that you're available at all times. Basically, I talk to somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have been to hospitals. The big impact is basically not just the events that you're hosting, not just the 50 million people that are there. The impact is really being available for them at any time that you basically can do it, and not having an attitude about it or being so consumed with your own life. So that's the major part of being a mentor. It's not just, it can be stressful at times because you can be dealing with your own issues, but then you're still able to impact them. But the blessed thing of doing it, like the blessed thing of being a mentor is like literally when you're going through and literally they notice that maybe you didn't check up on them today, and literally they'll say, hey, Miss India, you doing okay over there? How you doing? And to hear that, I hear more from youth than I hear that from adults. from the ones I mentor. So to literally get that back and say, hey, if you're having a bad day today, hope you're doing okay today. I noticed that you haven't been talking today. Then I was like, you know what? I'm doing good. So really, that's the impact that you want to make. You want to make the impact of being available, because a lot of people available. You have parents that are not available. You got parents that say, get on my face, I don't want to talk about it right now. And then we also have a policy with us is I don't just give any information to your parents that we discuss unless it's about suicide or if you are missing. That's the difference. So if you want to talk about sex, if you want to talk about boys, if you want to talk about drugs, if you want to talk about all that, I'll give you the honest and real example. But if you're missing, I give that information. If you're thinking about suicide, I give that information. So that's the only information that I kind of give out. Everything else, unless you give me permission to, I don't give that information out. So it's also remaining integrity and trust with them as well. That's play a big part as well.
And once again, that's important. Like I said, everybody can't do the work that you're doing, but it takes a special, unique person like yourself to do the type of work that you're doing out of the pureness of your heart to reach someone. And when you reach someone, that's enough said. And like I said, have that confidence between them as y'all discuss things, do things in that within that nature, within that reason. Because we know a lot of young people deal with a lot of things on a regular basis, from peer pressure of all types, whether it's someone forced them to have premarital sex, or somebody maybe trying to force them to drink, do drugs. And we know social media is wide open nowadays. When it comes to the youth, how do you teach them how to challenge the peer pressure that's around them when it comes to the things like social media?
Now it's not even about peer pressure. It's about the fact of the things that we have accepted as a culture for them. And when I say that, when we was growing up, it was peer pressure. But now it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. It's no longer a pressure. It's an acceptance of an identity. That's really what it is. And so they trying to literally fit in. Like, they trying to fit in literally with what the culture is. They walking into a culture that has already been set up that we are now accepting. And the fact is, I'm being honest, like a lot of we're accepting things that we didn't accept back then. We didn't put a stop to it. You have organizations around the city, not only mine, that say, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong. So when they come into situations, a lot of things that I learn about, I literally learn about from them. I learn about the new drugs from them. I learn about edibles through them. I didn't even know too much about that. Literally, them giving me the information on literally about all this stuff. So when you even thinking about peer pressure, it's not even too much about peer pressure. It's more now about acceptance and identity of them trying to really get to know each other, really get to know themselves. So when they walk into it, now the things that I teach, the main thing that I teach is really having your own mind and understanding the difference between right and the difference between wrong. That's what I teach. So when you know that, you know that you don't have to make a decision based on anyone else's actions, because you have to understand that these are the consequences that come behind it. Now, if this is something that you're struggling with, my door is open. Hey, we can talk about it. So when dealing with those things, you teach the difference between right and wrong. That's what we teach as well, because, of course, it is not taught by their parents or their peers in a positive manner. Then I'm going to teach it here, different things. That's what a lot of our classes and things are for, about identity and different things of getting to know you and knowing who you are, your sexuality, everything that you basically are and what you are about and what you should become, and everything that you want to do in life and everything that you're truly about, your whole DNA. That's what we teach. So when you learn who you truly want to be and what you're doing right now to actually enhance that, then that's when it comes to the fact of truly learning the decisions that you really have to make. So that's what we start out with, because like I really have listened to the youth, and I listen to them, and it's not even about peer pressure anymore. It's groups in school with different things that they're doing. Kids are now skipping school so early as in a thing that they're supposed to do. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go on social media. Oh, I'm supposed to go on this account. Oh, I'm supposed to act like this. Oh, I'm supposed to be disrespectful to my parents or even to the teachers. Oh, I'm supposed to slap and do all this. No, it's not the norm. So that's when you come and try to teach them this is not normal. We're going to disrupt anything that you really think is the norm, and it's really not. Because in this culture, in this society, it's not like how it used to be, truly, and really trying to teach them what is the right way. This is really how it's supposed to be, and really disrupt all of that negative teaching that they're really walking into and they're really thinking what it is. So if that kind of answers the question.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, myself, like I said, I work within the jail for the sheriff department. I see a lot of young men being incarcerated at a young age. These guys, 16. Well, they don't go if you do major crime, whether it's robbery or murder. They don't send them to Strickland anymore. They send them to Metro now, and we got a lot of young men looking at life in prison, and it's like, and then they cut a generation off because I tell them, you realize when you spend, like with me, when you spend the rest of your life in prison, you cut a generation off because you can't make life with a woman. You behind bars for the rest of your life. And I'm seeing this on a regular basis. A lot of men being incarcerated at a young age, and it's very sad.
It is. It really is. And honestly, we don't have enough youth mentors, and we got a lot, but we have to be honest with them, and we have to upset them. And I know a lot of the hardest part, one of the hardest part of a youth mentor is really to upset a child or a teenager or a young adult, whichever one you may be, of their thinking, and you're telling them, no, that's not the right way. And, you know, they get upset because they want it to be this way. But I'm like, no, that's not the right way you do that. No, you shouldn't do all this on social media. And not judging. They think of it as judging. But literally, that's the most hardest part. They'll be upset with you for a while. But you have to literally disrupt their thinking. You have to really think really it's the normal. Then you have to teach and you have to love them for real, because that's honestly what they're looking for is love and acceptance. So teaching them, you know, really bad. Yeah, you're really teaching them, and a lot of love we don't give them. Like, and we always saying that, oh, this generation is horrible. And, you know, I hear that a lot. I hear it's not enough stuff to do in Mobile. Yes, it is. Man, do you know how much stuff we have? They are empty classrooms of events that are being held, not mine or anybody else's. It could be mine or anybody else's. Of events I've literally been to support, and it should have been more kids there. Or you have parents, the biggest thing of giving them a choice. We didn't have a choice back then. I had to go to this event because guess what? This is what my parents or this is what the person said that I need to go to. Now it's, oh, well, let me see if she wants to go, or let me see if this is something he wants to do. I get the whole individuality of understanding what your child likes, but when it's something to the culture of truly teaching them something, we got to push them. I got pushed in a positive manner to go do this and do that. And I thank God for that, honestly, because I would never become the person I am if somebody would have pushed and motivated me to come to this or to do this or to do things this way. You know, we now live in a culture, some parents, not say all, some parents say, oh, well, I'll see if this is what she wants to do, or I'll see if this is what he wants to do. And I'm like, well, I didn't have a choice. So
that's true.
You know, now we're given a lot of choices and everything now, instead of saying, hey, such and such that you need to be ready at this time. This is what you're going to go do. And you never know how much that can impact. There's a lot of things I didn't like to do when I was young, but now I'm like, oh, that's why I had to do that. This is why I had to learn this. Oh, now you're older, and like, oh, this is why we had to do this. So then you learn, like, okay, well, definitely I know now. So, yeah, it's definitely a job, but it's definitely something that you have to be called to do, because if not, you'll give up quick.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, everybody, it's not meant for everybody. It's meant for a select few to have a heart that you're doing, like to giving back to them, to make them better. Because so much stuff goes on. You know, you see it on the news all the time. There's always something to deal with the youth. And it's a lot of stuff. But like you said, we don't have enough mentors. And I know what you're doing. You do a lot of stuff and keep doing what you're doing to make stuff around our city a whole lot better. And that's always a good thing. My next question is, what love speaks and the things that you do. What do you want the youth to gain from your organization?
I just want them to gain to understand that it's a way and someone to truly be there for them. That's number one. I want them to understand that it's a culture of people that truly understand them and truly that be able to help lead them to the next dimension. To be honest, like that, we are truly there. From Love Speaks, every event that we host, any communication that we have with the child, we just really want them to push through that we are there for you. Growing up, I would say, like I said, most of my things came from my grandmother, and after she passed, it came from my aunt, or it came from my friends. I learned those things out of mistakes that I may have made, and different things like that. So that's one of the things that I really want them to gain is that, hey, we're here for you. We want to help you. Whether it's your business, your person, your spirituality, we don't cut off anybody and everything. We're not judgmental or anything like that. We definitely just want to have an open space and a open environment for you to be able to be you. And while you're being you, we want to help grow you. So that's one of the better things that we really want to do when basically being able to push out through the organization.
Okay, and that's what's up right there. And my last and final question, I ask this to my guests all the time. You know, Proverbs talks about a good name. You know, a good name is better than riches. So at the end of the day, what do you want your legacy to be?
Honestly, my legacy is truly knowing that India loves people. I'm going to say for me, my legacy didn't know that she really had a heart for the youth, and she really had a heart for people, and number one. My legacy really is having a heart for the youth. When I pass away, it will not end. The people that I have set up will literally continue it, and that literally will be the legacy that we have to be able to provide an environment for our youth in order to be there and to make an impact within the community of Mobile. And not only Mobile, we want to grow. So for me, I would say integrity is number one, really being there for people, really understanding that not only integrity speaks, just honesty. Truly being there and truly being able to admonish what God can truly do in somebody's life. Like being the example is the number one thing, whether it's by my conduct, whether it's by the way that I carry myself. Of course, that's my conduct, my spirituality, or anything like that. What love speaks to, I just want to be able to truly leave an impact on the community, and not only just on the community, just people, and that's all around the community in different states and cities and different things like that.
And that's awesome. And like I said, Andy, I thank you for being part of the Impact Voice this evening. Take time on your busy schedule to be a part of it. Everything you said was awesome, amazing, and I hope the listeners really gain some from out of the night to see what's going within your organization, within what you're doing. And like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving for higher heights and all this you do. And we know that whatever you touch on prosper. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
so we're
you.
about to get ready to sign off. So do you have any final remarks for our listeners before we get ready to sign off this evening?
No, just if anybody is interested truly in helping our youth, even not even joining an organization, just impact them, be there for them. Even if you see somebody pass by you, just give a positive word and a comment to them, because you never really know what they're going through, to be honest. A lot of them smile, a lot of them walk around, but in reality, they be going through a lot of things within life. If anybody was interested in being part of Love Speaks, they're more than welcome to contact me. My Facebook name is India Andrews Hartman. Our Facebook name for the organization is Love Speaks if you guys are interested, or if you have ideas, if you want to collaborate, or if you just maybe want to have any comments to tonight, you're more than welcome to. Thank you so much, Furman.
Oh, you're welcome, Mandy. And I do thank you once again for taking time to be scared to be a part of Impact Voice. And one more thing, do you have any other events coming up for within the youth that anybody wants to know about?
Yes, actually Sunday, we're having Project Identity. That is like the Girls' Day in the Park. The main thing is identity. It's only $12. The last day to sign up actually is tonight. Basically on there, you'll all of them is going to come with a shirt with their $12. It will have a word that identifies them, whether it's confident, and we're actually doing a photo shoot in the park. Basically, it's to help them. Girls like photos, girls like getting dressed up. So that's basically what we're going to end up doing on March the 1st. The other thing, we actually are also working on a career and college day. If you guys know Casey Jordan, he's going to be heading it. He's part of my board. Basically, our sophomores, juniors be able to come out and really to see. We got cosmetologists. We have different trades coming out, because college is not everybody's thing. And we also have different colleges that'll be out to actually be able to see. That's on March the 28th at 10 a.m. It's at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., I believe, at State Street Church. Also, what is that? Pink and Pearls Girls Tea Empowerment we have is on April the 18th as well. It's a few other events, but that's one of our major ones that we have. We also do a lot of community service. So If you just need to get your child involved, or you as an adult would like to get involved, just let me know. We'll definitely be involved. We stay busy.
And you do stay busy, guys. I see you all the time. And like I said, you always busy nonstop. And that's a good thing. And you staying consistent with what you're doing, and I appreciate you. And I just lift you up in my prayers as you listen to what the Most High is telling you to do, and everything else. And steep blessings upon you and your household. So keep doing what you're doing, woman of God.
Thank you so much.
And you're surely welcome. Once again, I do thank you, and I thank everybody for tuning in this evening to check out the broadcast. Like I said, we got extraordinary men and women here in the city of Mobile. Of course, y'all know that. But you hear their stories, hear what they're doing, support them, get behind them, because they're doing some awesome things. They have integrity, they have cared about themselves. And when I come in contact with them, they always the same. I'm not saying it to sell a T-shirt because it sounds good. I'm saying what I know. So we're going to be back tomorrow night here on Impact Voice. We're going to be talking about mental health awareness. I have a guest that's an expert in that field of mental health. We don't really talk about mental health a lot. So she's going to bring some awareness to mental health, things that we need to know. Whether you may know someone who deals with mental health, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend. I'm concerned around mental inmates all the time. So this is stuff that we need to know, how to handle it, how to challenge it. Because a lot of people deal with a lot of things mentally. We look at it something physically, but that mental thing, that's something very, very serious. But, in the spiritual note, Paul said we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against spirit, principalities, and high places. So we know that everything is a spiritual warfare. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal. We know that. So everything's a spiritual battle that we deal with. So tune in tomorrow at 5 as my guest be bringing awareness to mental health, the things that we need to know about this. So I'm very excited. And I'm going to thank you again, India, for being part of the broadcast once again. Just in case you missed it live, the replay will be up shortly, so check it out, tune in. And also follow India on Facebook. She gave the information out. Follow her on Facebook. Encourage her, pray with her, pray for her as she continues doing the will of God for her life. So I want to tell everybody, be extraordinary, be iconic, be blessed. And I'll see you next time here on Walking His Ways, Impact Voice. Also, one more thing. This Saturday night at 9, I have the debut of my new co-host will be here with me. And we're going to be talking about relationships. We're going to be talking about relationships one-on-one. We're going to be talking about things, the do's and don'ts within a relationship, what to expect. It's going to be very good. So tune in at 9 o'clock Central, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. And we're going to be talking about relationship one-on-one with my new co-host, Latoya. So that's going to be this Saturday. She makes her debut. So then, everybody have a blessed night. See you next time. Peace.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking His Ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed.